Welcome into another episode of Smitty Snippets. Glad you could spend your Tuesday night with us. I'd like to introduce you to the crew. My lovely sister Christina and Casanova Frankenstein. Y'all say hello.
Hey guys.
You.
Okay. Okay. You guys are on it. All this energy. It's fantastic. Cannot wait to start this show. So, again, we got a fantastic one for you tonight. We got a little bit of news, and then we're going to talk about the amazing film Thunderbolts, which blew me away. And Marvel might be back on to something, but we'll talk about it. All right, Chris, run it down.
We've got no news. So we're just gonna, guys, I can't do any more prequel or sequel or reboot stories. So I went out of my way to make sure this week none of that was in any of the discussion topics. So, Smitty, we are just going to start with Thunderbolts. I know Casanova and I both watched it on Friday. I know you also went to watch it on Friday and you released your video. So go ahead and give us your rundown of what you thought of Thunderbolts.
Who?
Smitty is who I said.
Okay. Yeah. Without going into it yet, I found it to be absolutely incredible. Florence Pugh and David Arbor, they were incredible. You know, they're not bad in anything. I've heard a lot of people say that they weren't happy with Yelena's performance in the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus, but I thought it was fantastic. Matter of fact, it was the relationship between her and her sister that completely made Black Widow for me. It wasn't the shooting and running around. It was all of that. So to see her again in top form with David Arbor was absolutely incredible. Plus all of the other characters, again, which we'll get into in a second. But yeah, it was amazing.
Okay. And Casanova?
To kind of piggyback off of what Smitty said, Florence Pugh's portrayal of Yelena has been great so far in all her appearances. She seemed to have great chemistry with all of the actors that she has worked with thus far in the MCU, which makes me look forward to seeing how she interacts with other folks when they combine all this stuff in Avengers Doomsday and everything else. That aside, I thought Thunderbolts was very good. It's like way better than that Captain America New World Order nonsense that they released in February. Like I felt that all of the characters had good chemistry and bounced off of each other well. They tackled a difficult subject of depression, which kind of jacked me up after a couple days. It was like it let me sit with that stuff because there was some stuff that rang really true from my personal experiences anyway. Not fighting Century, but just how um, Yelena was ready to just accept that she was going to die in that bunker, and also some of the stuff that Bob dealt with throughout the movie. It was like all of that stuff I could easily relate to and understood where those characters were coming from. And then even post credits, the second post credit stinger that the Russos directed is probably the very first thing that you're going to see from Avengers Doomsday to get a taste of that. And it was like, and then that was cool for how that stinger played out. So like overall, where the MCU had been on, something of a downturn from where they had come, like this is a step in the right direction if they have actually made changes and listened to folks, industry, some of the fans and whatever to kind of right the ship. It was like I guess that we'll see when Fantastic Four hits if that's any good, and then continue on with some of the other stuff that come after that. So we'll see. But Thunderbolts, I thought was a great job by all involved.
Yeah, I actually thought it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was hands down absolutely amazing. I loved the entire storyline. I don't think they missed at all. I don't think they did a misstep anywhere along the lines of this movie. I do, like you, like how they approached the mental health aspect and how they were able to accomplish that without being without it seeming overbearing or heavy-handed or anything along those lines. I think they did it tactfully. um I did see an article earlier this week where it said that basically the actors in this movie were given ownership of their characters, which is, they said how Florence Pugh decided to make the fall, spoiler alert guys, sorry, the fall at the beginning of the movie so dramatic. It was much more dramatic than it was originally written to be. So I think the fact that they did provide the actors with ownership of the characters is why you got such an amazing movie, is why you got the type of chemistry that you were able to achieve with all the like again, there was just no, they were all so intermingled in this movie. I don't think there was one actor that, or actress or whatever, that did not have an exchange with another party in this movie. And they were able to do it so well where nothing seemed forced, nothing seemed amiss or what have you. So I think again, this was just a very amazing movie. And I'm not one to watch movies twice, but I would see this again.
I'm definitely gonna go see this again for show, for show. As a matter of fact, some people say in the comment section saying, let me know when you're done talking about this because they haven't seen it yet
Oh,
and they
I'm
don't want to be
sorry. Well,
spoiled.
I'm sorry. Hey Nina, thanks
So
for joining.
she can't. I think she turned the volume down. She can't hear you.
She
Oh,
on
we're
mute.
But
She
done.
on mute.
We're done, Nina. We're done.
No,
no,
we're
we're
Maybe.
not
not.
done yet.
What you
Oh,
No,
talking
we're
we're
about?
not.
not done
We're
yet.
not done. Not
We're not
done.
done yet.
Not done. Sorry.
No, we're not done yet.
Okay.
So, like
Okay.
with Florence Pugh jumping off the building, she pulled her inner Tom Cruise to do that stunt herself, which was good. It was like I was sitting there, I was like, oh, that's nice, but let's see where this leads because it's how much of this stuff she's gonna do by herself. Where they
Hmm.
strap her up and chuck her off a building, got her hanging on sides of planes. I'll be for it, but it was like, but it was like, how far is that going to go?
Hmm.
Um, as far as the characters goes, like I think they introduced in Sentry, which could have went left easily. Is like I thought they did a really good job with that. As like showing like some of his power set and how strong he was and all that other stuff. So I think that was good, and that makes me eager to see how he bounces off of other characters in the next couple of Avengers movies. So like how they deal with all of his stuff and if where that stuff goes. Like I've seen like in comics on what's happened and what they've done with that character. So I'll be curious to see how much they put of stuff on screen with him.
Hmm.
Val kind of being between a rock and a hard place. We'll see how long that lasts. The tease of there being legal problems with the name of Avengers are just
How about
hilarious.
that?
And
Hmm.
I want to see where that goes. Like so they've set up a lot of stuff
Hmm.
that I'll be really interested in seeing. Like even if they did a Disney Plus show where, Sam Wilson versus the Avengers in a courtroom with Matt Murdock defending somebody, I think that would be pretty ridiculous too.
Whatever.
So it's like I would watch that for 4 episodes just to watch the nonsense of that. But it was like, yeah, I was looking forward to this movie. I'm glad I was not disappointed.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's without going into potential spoilers of other future stuff. That was like that's all I can say about that.
All right. Well, what
So
about you, Smitty?
there are three things. I think there were three things about this movie that bothered me. Now they're not huge. They're not big. They're not big problems,
Mm.
right? These are just small nitpicky things. But
You
some
knew
of
it was
y'all might
coming.
have seen it. But before I get to
You
that, I just want to point out the positives, right? The positives.
Okay.
Um, the relationship that Florence had with Arbor
Oh.
when he couldn't connect with her in Black Widow, right? He was trying, but he couldn't. And in
Hmm.
this one, he connects with her, and then she called him daddy. Dude,
Hmm.
I was
Yeah, I
done.
almost cried.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I almost cried. Yeah,
ah,
you stupid.
ah,
You stupid.
what is that? What
You
is
stupid.
that? Yeah, so and then you see him break down because he thought maybe she didn't want
a
her
relationship at
to
all.
be right. So everybody was going through something. I mean, he thought that he wanted to be with her. Plus, he lost one of his daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Elena lost her sister, and she's still struggling to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Bob is a psychopath,
Mm-hmm.
and agent, what's his name?
U.S. agent. U.S. agent.
U.S. agent. Which
Walker.
that name is bothering me. They got to change his name because that name is trash. That name
Well,
is
he
trash.
was Captain America for like 5 seconds.
I know, but it is garbage, huh? USA agent. You don't even sound. You
Just
sound like
U.S.
you work for
agent.
Hertz. You sound like you work for Hertz.
US
Like you sell cars.
You
You don't sound
stupid.
like you a superhero. But to find out like his wife had left him
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and his kid left him because he couldn't deal with the fact that he wasn't the Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Was kind
That's
of.
what happens when you go chopping people's heads off with a shield and freaking,
Okay.
in the cell phone generation, people taking pictures of it.
I mean,
It's like he was like, nah, it's all right.
everybody can't pick
I'll
up
be all
Thor's
right.
hammer. You know, that's why Captain America's who he is or was. So, but yeah. So I'll give you one of the things that bother me.
Go ahead.
Number one.
Number one. Okay.
After the fight that they had,
With
so this is gonna be a
with
spoiler. If
Bob?
y'all don't want to be spoiler, man, just hit the volume, and I'll let you know when we're done talking about it. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but right after they had that battle in the street with
Stay
Bob,
on mute, Nina.
how did they walk behind the little curtain? And you got every news station, every single
Right.
news station right there, ready to hear the story. I'm sorry, where did y'all come from? Like this just ended. You know, this was just ended. We just finished whooping ass, and you here in like your skirt and your high heels walking over broken
Not
rock
one street blocked
glass.
off. Nowhere.
Yeah. They didn't want to know what happened. What is going on? No. I ain't buying it. Number two.
That's
two.
like so. All right, you really nitpicking.
He said they
go
was
ahead.
He said they was minor. He said they
All
was
right.
minor nitpicks, so he
They are
already
minor.
qualified it.
Bob killed some people. I don't know if you know that. He killed some folks, right? He definitely killed a few people. Why you looking like that? He brought that crane down in that building. He made a helicopter crash with people in it.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
There were people in the street.
I forgot about them. Yep.
There were people in the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was definitely some
definitely
folks
killed
that
some
wasn't
folks.
coming back from being shadow dropped.
Yeah.
Sitting there, like, oh, he brought me back in the air, so that's a wrap.
Yeah.
All right, Smitty. So what's your issue?
So at the end, he's chilling in Stark Tower. Ain't no consequences. No consequences.
How you gonna
the entire city.
What are you gonna do to him?
Okay,
what
do you
exactly
do to him?
are you?
How do you lock him up?
Not only
It
that,
was like, what do you do? It was like, how do you lock him up?
It
was like somebody that's the power of a billion floating suns or whatever it is.
Right.
How you gonna lock him up?
His anchor
I don't know what you gotta do.
Put you in the cell so you get 3 hots in the cot.
Right.
You can't shoot him in the head because he's invulnerable anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
his anchor.
So that's how you lock him up.
To keep him from becoming that menace that he was is Florence Pugh's character. That's what she is to him now.
Yeah, I ain't talking about how he gonna be. I'm talking about what he did. Right?
But
somebody lost family members. Somebody's downstairs. Somebody is downstairs crying. You understand? And Bob is upstairs snacking on Doritos, just getting off.
But what are you about to do?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like everybody acts like the day was saved. You know what I'm saying? The day is not saved. People are dead. People are dead. People have lost children. You understand?
But
they have lost children. And Bob is upstairs at Stark Tower. Like he ain't do nothing.
Killed a bunch of folks too. So like,
I dare your ass right now to fly over the city and turn everybody into and take everybody to the shadow realm and see what happened to you when everything gets fixed. You think they just let you come home?
You doggone right. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because what are they gonna do to me? It was like, oh, you want to go back to the shadow realm? I brought you back, but you want to go back? I can send you back.
So you just do whatever you want. Then I guess ain't no purpose in having. There's no point in having Avengers or new Avengers or any of the Avengers.
Yeah, but the problem. Well, the problem is that he can't control it. Is the thing, right? Which is
that's
why
my next issue. That's my next issue. That was my final. That was one of my final issues.
You said you only
why
had
is he on the
two,
team?
Now
Why is he on the team?
because
You
he's the
can't
most
rely on him.
powerful.
You can't count on him to do nothing, right? What if you need him? He having a bad day, right? He trip and fall, or he step on a nail, right? He
That's
ain't saving
why.
nobody that day,
But
huh?
that's why you have
He just
Florence Pugh.
turning everybody into dust mites.
Oh,
He's not helping anybody that day. So
if you
I
can,
just feel like you shouldn't have him on the team. I'm being real. Like you shouldn't have him on the team. You
okay,
got
but
to wake
here's
up.
the,
Are you okay today? You good? Are you sure? We might need you.
but here's the
Is
question:
that
if you can keep him in at least a semi decent mood, and you have a bad person or whatever the villain that you need to fight, who is strong enough on your team? Keep in mind, other than her dad and other than the Shimmer chick, whatever her name is, the one who could walk through stuff. Florence doesn't have superpowers.
I'm just saying,
She's
like
just
you,
she's just a well-trained assassin,
he
right?
he needs a therapist, right? He don't need a
Captain.
superhero team. That's all I'm saying. He don't need a superhero team. That's all I'm saying. Like
It's
if it
like
were me, I'm just telling you. If it's
their
me,
health
I'm
plan might
telling
have a
them we don't
therapist
have
for
any.
him.
If it's me, I'm telling them we don't have any room. We're not taking applicants right
Okay,
now.
so you're gonna kick him
Okay.
off.
So you want
You're
him out
gonna
there
kick him
losing.
off the football team, right?
Like,
And then
listen,
what's going to
You want him
happen?
out
And
there
then he's gonna
losing.
be mad.
just
Get
blame
out
it
of
on the
here.
economy. Just tell them
You.
we can't afford to pay you. We
He
can't
out
afford
there
it, bro.
losing.
I
We'll
can't
Getting
call
back
stand
on
you.
it.
that
Just
stuff because he ain't got no
yeah,
purpose.
keep that phone on, huh? We'll call you in case
You
we need
stupid.
half of you. That's all I'm saying.
Mm,
Uh,
mm, mm.
But
I
yeah,
can't.
it's uh getting back to being real. I wanted to see more out of Ghost. I thought that she was a fantastic character. Um and I take that back. I did have one more issue, but that again is small, and I'll go into it in a minute, right? Um, but I like the setup. I really like the setup. I'm so glad it feels like Marvel has seemed to come back to their roots. They seem to have concentrated more on story than they have, this shiny thing than they have, you know what I'm saying? Like concentrating on fighting and making it look really good as opposed to telling a really good story, which they did in this. And I I had I didn't even know Black Widow had a sister, right?
Yeah, you
I didn't
did.
know anything. I didn't know any. No, 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 no. I mean, before they brought her on, right?
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
know anything about her, right? And now to me, she could be the front runner for the Avengers, right? She could be her and her dad. They could
Mm-hmm.
be front runners. Well, maybe not him. He's too dumb.
No,
He's
I
a little
like
bit too
him.
silly.
He's funny.
But I really liked how he wanted to be an Avenger. He wanted this his entire life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I really like that he got to be an Avenger. Um, the person I feel for the most, though, the one person that I feel for the absolute most is Taskmaster. I feel so bad for Taskmaster. Taskmaster she done been through hell. Been through hell. She got burned up as a kid because of her father's dealings, right? Burned her to death, blew her up. Then she was turned into a psychopath that couldn't talk and had to study bad people's moves. And she blocked all them bullets. All them bullets in Black Widow. She was studying moves. She knew everything. And she took one to the face in this movie in the first 5 minutes. Just disrespected her altogether. So yeah,
So
I mean,
quickly, Smitty,
yep.
what do you think with that last ending that they did? What do you think is going to, or not the last? Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with the Avengers? Like, who's going to? Do you think it's going to be like a mashup of the two? Do you think like What do you think is going to happen? And then Casanova will go to you.
So two things. One, I guess that I don't know. I didn't know anything about the Thunderbolts, and I guess they keep changing, right? Because in one, I see this crew as the Thunderbolts, and in another one, uh, another iteration, it's Captain America, Wolverine, Spider Man, and like a few other second tier characters who are Thunderbolts. So I guess it just keeps changing. I'm with Dennis on this one. Dennis said he didn't want to see any more time travel. I'm 100% on board
I
with that.
agree.
I'm
Mhm.
sick of the time travel, but it looks like you're going to get more as you had is about to be a spoiler. So of course I probably should have told you that a while ago, but incoming.
Need to run.
As you see Fantastic Four's ship drop out of coming from deep space,
Right.
and they have no idea who this is. So
Right.
clearly, it's coming from another time period or something
Mhm.
along those lines. So
Mhm.
I don't know. What do you think?
Me, well, Casanova, what do you think first before we hop to me?
Well, I kind of already if they follow the comics, I kind of already know where they're going.
All right, then my turn.
So it was like, yeah. So, but I mean, I'll say that I know they're going to make some changes. The two Avengers teams, I think Sam is gonna like he's already adding that Falcon kid that he got jacked up in his movie. So you're gonna see him. You're probably gonna see a couple of old favorites, like you might see Ant-Man, you might see his daughter, Ms. Marvel. You'll see some of them, probably
Mhm.
some of those younger sets. But as far as who else he takes invitations to and goes, like I don't know. But for what's going to happen, you're definitely going to probably get a lot of dimension hopping stuff. So you'll still be dealing with the multiversal aspect of it. But
Mhm.
I do agree kind of with Dennis and Smitty. Every movie doesn't have to be tied into everything else. You shouldn't have to feel like you're doing some kind of homework or some exam for seeing one movie to the other. So I
Mhm.
think they would do themselves a service, whereas like you can have like with the whole Infinity Saga, you had stuff that was standalone, but you sprinkled stuff in that didn't overtake the movie. And I think that you could possibly do that, but some of these movies should just be standalone things to stand by themselves.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think they'll
Um,
do a better job with some of that stuff.
Yeah. I don't initially when they started the multiverse thing, it was very interesting. Um but it has gotten way too messy, too complicated to follow. It's just, and I understand initially why they did it. They were trying to expand their storyline, et cetera, et cetera. And that's fine. Like it made sense at the time that they did it, but it's gotten way too messy. It's gotten way too complicated to follow. And like you said, it's like taking an exam, and I shouldn't have to study to go and be entertained. So, you know, take that for what it
I
is, Marvel. Just
I
saying.
want to firstly apologize because I've watched every Fantastic Four movie and they have all been garbage, right? They have all been absolute duke, okay? Poo, just poo. So, but I went to this movie theater and before
No,
Thunderbolts started, they showed um the Fantastic Four trailer
it's
and
the
it
same
looked
exact one that we
no,
saw.
it's different. No, this one was different. This one was
Hmm.
different. This it looked really good, like really good, and
I
Like I
watched
it
think
looked
it.
like some
It's the
folks got
same
that
exact
they
one
butt
that's
tore up,
out.
huh?
yeah, like I think the trailer I think this is one of the things like seeing the trailer on the big screen versus how you watch it when it's originally released makes a difference. Because
Hmm.
even the Superman trailer that they played before, I felt like I was gonna see it, like I thought the trailer looked all right when I saw it originally, but seeing it on the big screen made a difference. So I think with some of that stuff, the trailer seeing them on the big screen helped,
Hmm.
but it's like the proof will be in the pudding when those movies come out.
Yeah.
I
So
hope
we'll
Superman
see.
is
But
good.
yeah,
It's
like Smitty
something
said, all of those Fox trailers all of the Fox movies for the Fantastic Four, they swung 3 times and struck out every
I'm
single
gonna
time.
tell you,
yeah.
I'm not. I understand like the what they're putting out as far as this movie, what they're trying to do. They're trying to, obviously drum up interest or whatever. I have to tell you, I just like Thunderbolts, I'm not gonna lie. I did not think Thunderbolts was gonna be as amazing as it was. I sure as don't think that Fantastic Four is going to be, because like you, Smitty, I've seen all the previous ones. So if past is prologue, then I am not anticipating a good outcome as far as, but
I
we'll
feel like it's
see.
gonna be good. I feel like it's gonna be good. You
Okay.
know what? I'm not getting warm fuzzy about it. I can't. I'm not getting warm and fuzzy about Superman, and I know,
What
I
is it?
know,
Like
Was it that
I know.
what
crypto
is it
scene?
about it
Because
I'm
it's
like taking crypto
wait a
out of
minute.
it. Like,
Wait.
what is
We
it?
we gotta let Nina know that she could come back because we're no longer
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gonna let her? You gonna let her know?
Casanova, would
I
you
can't.
mind, please?
I can't. I
But
can't.
go ahead with your problem with Superman. What is your problem with Superman?
I don't know, man. It's just too. It doesn't look. I know they're going for like the comic version of it, right? But I done saw about 85 characters in this movie, that he's dealing with, plus a dog with a cape, and I'm like, okay, I just, I'm hoping it's good because Superman is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorites,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm hoping that he comes through. I don't know if it's the character or if his suit is messed up or what, but I really liked Man of Steel. That was probably my favorite Superman movie, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands
Yeah.
down. Man of
I
Steel
was the
was
same.
ridiculous. Right? I've watched that like 100 times and watch it every time it comes on TV. So much replay value. So I'm expecting the same thing out of this. I really hope that it's good, but again, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm kind of. It was like with the number of characters that even some they still haven't showed they're in this movie. It was like I'm kind of concerned that there's so many, but at the same time, um, James Gunn has got enough goodwill for me from the three Guardians of the Galaxy movies that I'm willing to trust him for this. But we'll see. Like, 'cause if he fumbles the bag on this, then like Creature Commandos was good, Peacemakers was good. Like, if this is not great, then it's like that's not a good start for this. Is supposed to be jump starting what you're controlling of all of these other characters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I got hope. Seeing Guy Gardner on the big screen, I'll take it. It was like, but other than that, it was like we'll see. It was like
Okay.
I'm hoping it's good, and I'm going into July optimistic, but I'm not revving myself up too much.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. We're gonna move on to our next topic. Which is we'll just have to see what you guys think. Rob Reiner reportedly told Kathy Bates that she would never win an Oscar for the movie Misery. He said he loved her performance, but doubted that that the Academy would feel the same way about it, especially because it's classified under the horror genre. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, Misery was released November 30th, 1990, and was based on a Stephen King novel about a writer who was held captive by a deranged fan who forces him to write a new novel continuing the story of a beloved character while being held hostage. Kathy Bates did ultimately win an Academy Award for Best Actress at the 63rd Academy Awards. So I say all of that to pose the question of what movies had you previously heard about where critics got it completely wrong, where they wrote it off for dead, but you totally disagree. You love the movie, or just the actor or actress who may have been told that their career would be over if they took up a particular role, but rather it ended up being a stepping stone into other roles, films. Casanova, we will start that with you. It looks like Smitty needs time to think.
Yeah, that's a lot of markers I gotta hit.
Well, as far as what Rob Reiner said to Kathy Bates, that just shows that no matter how much skill, how long you've been in the industry, it's like there are people you don't know what the hell you're talking about. It
Mhm.
was like, oh, you ain't gonna never get an Oscar for this. It was like this movie gonna ruin your career. It's like a movie critic saying this is probably the worst movie I've ever seen, and oh, it's just a waste of time. And then that makes something makes $2 billion, and somebody get an Oscar nomination off of it. Then you can't never find those people again. It's like, hey, I heard you say Kathy Bates was never going to win an Oscar, and she got like what, one or two off of that. So what do you have to say now? I don't ever know. I was like, I will always have faith in her that she could do stuff for material. It was like people just don't know what the hell they talking about. It was like what Titanic. There were critics that said that was going to fail. It was like when James Cameron did that. They said, "Oh, he's spending $200 million, and this is the most expensive movie ever made. And he making it about a boat that sinks when it hits a piece of ice. This movie ain't going to never do nothing." It's like that movie made like $8 billion. People kept going to see that. I was
Right.
dating
Yeah.
a chick. I had to sit through that movie like 5 times because she was in love with it. It's like I liked it the first time I saw it. I wanted to see it just because everybody thought it was going to be trash, and he spent 200 million. I was like, you gave me Terminator and Aliens. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. It was like, it's not bad. It wasn't probably great enough for me to see 4 times at the time in that relationship, but it was good enough. I was like, all right. Star Wars, A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. There were critics that
Yes.
hated those 2 movies
Yes. That's
and
what I
thought
was
that
gonna
they was
say.
trash. And
Yep.
those movies are well beloved. It was like a well beloved series, gateway, and got a lot of people into doing movies and stuff like that. Critics hated Gladiator, didn't like that. It was like that was an
The
excellent movie. It's
original,
probably
I
one of
take
Ridley,
it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It was like one of Ridley Scott's best. Jaws was another one. Folks didn't like that. They said, "Who is this Steven Spielberg kid making a fish
Well,
movie? Ain't nobody gonna
they
want to
never
see
got
this." And
Go
they
ahead,
that
never
was
got
Smitty.
that
great,
damn shark to work. They couldn't get his ass to work.
which I think probably helped it because it's like
That's what they
they never
said.
know what that shark was gonna. It was like I don't know if he's gonna bite down. It was like we gonna put Roy in the movie. Roy's like, yeah, my insurance not covering that. Don't put me in there. But it was like that shark probably being on the fritz probably helped that thing. It's like helped that movie with everything else. And plus, you never saw the shark until the end, and that was also
Hmm.
one of those things where you didn't see the monster until the end of the movie, and that just all of
Yeah.
that probably helped. And
The
then
dude who
for
played
on a different tack,
go ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead, Smitty.
The dude who
It
played
was like
Obi-Wan
on a
Kenobi,
different.
he was a
Yep.
uh he was
Alec
like
Guinness.
was he
Like
like
he
a
was a
what was
great, he
sort
was
of
a Shakespearean actor, a big
that's
like
right.
it
That's
was like
right.
he was a classic actor. He was like he got
Yep.
me doing space winter stuff. It's like I don't understand
He
this dialogue. This is going to end my
he
career. It's like people are going to
hated
be I'm gonna be a laughing stock, and it was like it did not hurt his career at all.
he hated
So they
being known
told
as Obi-Wan.
Who
Hated.
the
the people that
Smitty,
told
the guy that did Obi-Wan, he didn't like.
Yeah, he wanted to
yeah,
be known as
not
this
a fan.
huge like play actor, and
Hmm.
Like
instead
he
his
wanted to
ass
be known as a
became known as a
scary
wizard with a lightsaber, and
actor.
he hated
Yeah,
that.
he did.
He hated that shit.
Yeah, he did not.
He couldn't
Like he
stand
was
it.
not. Yeah, because he did not think that
Yep.
movie was going to do anything.
Harrison Ford
Um,
Oh,
neither. He thought Harrison Ford thought it was stupid. He hated
Yep,
Harrison
Star
he wanted to
Ford
Wars.
be
thought.
killed
Hold on,
like
Casanova.
Han Solo.
Hold
Yeah,
on, Casanova. Harrison Ford thought what?
He didn't. He thought. I don't know if it was Empire or Jedi. I don't know which one it was. I think he he thought
I think he
the
wanted to be
story was
killed
stupid.
off. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
think he
wanted to be
wanted to be
killed.
killed off in Empire, and that's why they froze him because they was trying to change his mind. So
Yeah.
they figures like, well, if we
Yep.
freeze him, we can bring him back. But if he don't want to come back, well, he's just frozen. So he had that. What was it? People told Arnold Schwarzenegger not to do the Terminator because they said that was going to ruin his career. It was like stick to the sword and sorcery stuff.
Casanova. You got to leave something for Smitty to
Yep.
be able to say. He
No, he
don't have
good. He good. He good. He good.
okay. I mean, I know he done took like 3 or 4 of your answers.
Like
No, he good.
we was on the same page with some of the stuff because some of that stuff is like well known stuff.
So
Okay.
I want y'all top five movies, and then I'm
I
gonna go.
don't I don't
What are
know
your
if I
top
don't
five?
know have I don't know if I have 5.
You don't
I
have no
don't know.
favorites, man.
Well, most of them I could take them, I could leave them, except for one, which we all know is Tombstone.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's
That's
on
all
my
yeah,
the
list
movies
too.
you know. Yeah.
Tombstone,
easy.
Alien,
Top five.
Ghostbusters. Yeah,
That was like
Willy Wonka.
probably
Willy
um
Wonka.
Human Centipede.
wait.
Y'all are just being
Who is
nasty, man.
this?
Dennis.
I don't know what
I
that
knew
is.
it was Dennis without even looking.
I
I knew
don't
it
know
was
what
Dennis
that
without
is.
even looking, and
So,
he put that
all
in there.
right.
I don't know. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
As your
Akira.
favorite, Scott Pilgrim.
Yep, it's one of my favorites. It's like one of my favorites. Goodfellas is also one of my favorites, and I don't know if I had to throw a fifth one in there, it would probably just be I don't know. It's like there's enough. I would probably go with Empire of being up there. But
All
yeah,
right.
Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorites.
Well, what about you, Smitty?
I gotta go. I gotta go. Ghostbusters at one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I gotta go. Tombstone 2.
I think you got those flip flop, but all right.
Alien at 3
Mm.
because that scared the absolute shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure on the last two, so I'm gonna have to hold off for now. I
How
want
you gonna be
Russia.
the one to say 5 and then you don't even much have 5?
That's right. Probably one of the Indiana Jones movies, and
Mm-hmm.
either Crimson Tide or Red October. Back when movies
I'll
were
do
like
Red
really good.
October. I'll do Red October. I do agree that was a great movie.
Yeah,
Definitely Tombstone. But like I said, I mean most movies, I mean even ones from back in the day, you know,
Minority Report was good. Edge of Tomorrow was
eh,
good
it
too.
was good. I don't know if it would rank in my top 5 though.
Which
That's one
one?
of Steven Spielberg's best movies.
Minority Report.
Yeah, that's one of Steven Spielberg's best movies.
Okay, well, great, but I don't know if it
One
will
of his
rank in
best.
my top 5. I will
Well, now it is.
definitely,
It's in your top 10 now. So
It's in
no,
there now because you only had one. So
I
now
will put,
Minority
I
Report is
will
two.
put, I will put
I
the
just added
Notebook
one to
in
your list.
there because I do like the Notebook.
Boo! That old sappy sap.
Casanova.
Oh, I got to.
Oh,
Oh, Endgame. Endgame. Got to put Endgame up there.
well, yeah.
Got to put Endgame
Well,
up there.
we know what
It's
happened with
hard
you
to
when we
it's
went to
hard
the
to do
movie
it's hard to
theater.
do it's hard to do 5 because
Yeah.
like that show can always rotate out.
I mean, yes, Dennis, it's a chick flick, but it's a great movie. I'm sorry. The entirety of the movie touches on so many different things. Easy. I like Fried Green Tomatoes. It's not in my top 5, but Fried Green Tomatoes is a good movie.
Be like
But
Nina. Let me know when this is over.
no, The Notebook touches on so many different things. I think it's a great movie. I liked it, and at the end, it's just their story. But okay, fine.
Drive, Winter Soldier, and Guardians. Nah, nah,
Who?
nah. Green Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, none
Green
of that. All
Mile,
right.
yes.
Move
All
on to the
right.
next thing. What else you
All
got?
right. Next
We can
topic.
talk about this all day. Yeah, get out of here.
No, you know. So
What I'm saying is like
Casanova,
get out of here.
you dropped the trailer for GTA 6 on Discord today.
Yep.
And I know Smitty watched it, but before we get to him and his reaction, what is your reaction?
Well, as they say, a fool and their money are soon parted. In May 26, 2026, they will. I will part. I will be the fool part with some cash to pick that up because that trailer, both trailers that they've released so far, have looked good. They haven't done a story trailer or a gameplay trailer or anything else. But like as it stands right now, $80, $90, I'm probably picking that up. I might adjust my purchasing of
Oh, you are
games
going
in
against Smitty's
2026,
cardinal
but
rule.
that's all right. It was like I will be there because I already know they ain't never dropping that price. If I'm still at the same job, that Amazon gift card that I will get will make my purchase for me. So either way, I'm picking that up. It was like, and I will be right there. And Smitty will be like, "Yeah, the game came out. It was like $120." I was like, "Yep," and every penny is right there. It was like I can say as of what was it? Um, let's see, it was released about 11 hours ago. Got
Mhm.
38 million views so far.
Oh
38
So
million
just
wow.
that.
views.
$38 million.
Okay.
38. If those people that watched it all purchased that game at $100, at $80, it was like that's like $6 billion within
Hey,
that first
like, share,
24
subscribe to this
hours before
video.
this
Let's
like
see
that.
if we can get to
So
38 million views.
That's right. Let's get it, guys.
We ain't getting no 30
so
million.
yeah,
We are.
to answer
We're
your
gonna get
question,
there
yeah,
in
I'll
11
be picking it
hours,
up.
just like Grand Theft Auto did. You are gonna pick it up. What about you, Smitty?
Yeah.
I know you watched it. Now, quick question before um Casanova, you plan on getting it. Smitty is questionable. So, would you be able to share? I don't know how the gaming system works. Would you not be able to share the game with
Well, let me
him?
put it to you like this. What does a company love more than
Well,
anything? What
No,
does a
I
company
know
love
that
more than
they
anything?
want you to
No,
buy
answer the
it
question.
individually on your own platform, but I mean, you used to be able to take the cartridges for Nintendo. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Will they let you
what?
share it with the
All
one
right.
other?
All
Can
right.
you
That's
share it?
enough. That's
Okay,
enough.
but my
Say
question is,
No,
cartridges.
you will not
can you share it
you will
with at
not be
least
able to
one
share
other
it.
console? Okay.
No.
Did you
It was like
Gosh.
say cartridges? Shut your ass up. That was so long ago. Just
God.
I told you I don't know nothing about video games.
Oh,
Cartridges.
Okay.
Maybe
no.
we
All
should
right.
blow in it too.
So,
What do you think about
that's
that?
right. When it
Like,
stops
we
working.
blow on the disc. Blow
That's
on the disc.
right. All right. So
Won't
Smitty,
be
go
able to
ahead.
share it.
What is your what are your thoughts on
I don't know, man. I'm torn. I am torn. Okay, I'm torn. I
talking all
can't.
this smack, and
I
now you're gonna
cannot.
have to get.
I can't do it, man. But I don't want y'all to look at me sideways. I'm probably gonna do it. I'm probably gonna do
Ooh,
it. I'm probably
ooh,
gonna
but
do it.
you just got
But
finished
I'm just
sitting
gonna
here
do it
on
that one
your
time.
high
Just that one
horse,
time. I'm just gonna do it that
telling
one
all
time.
your
And I promise
viewers
I'm
to
not. I'm
stop
not gonna do it
buying
again
it.
after that. I'm not gonna make it a regular thing. I swear. I'm not gonna make it a regular thing. Plus, it looked like it's worth that. Just that one note. I feel like
Really?
a hypocrite and a half, boy.
Didn't we just have
You
this
know what? I'm
conversation last
sorry.
week?
Okay, I'm weak. I'm weak. Don't look up to me, children. I'm I'm weak. All right,
What I say, not
I'm
what
a
I
terrible
do.
role model.
Okay. All right. So, Smitty, are you, aside from the fact that you're probably going to go back on everything that you just got finished chastising all your viewers about potentially doing,
Thanks.
do
Thanks.
you're welcome. Do you think that you would, it looks like obviously something that you would enjoy?
It's unbelievable. It's probably one of the best game trailers I've ever seen.
Mhm.
If I would not have gotten, if I wouldn't get copyright, I'd show it to everybody right now. It is unbelievable.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. The way everything flows and moves. Now, it's yet to be seen if the game is going to actually look like that, but it is absolutely incredible the way that looks. So, you're not doing anything after this show, not right now. But go to YouTube, which you're already on.
Or our
But go to
Discord,
YouTube and
because it's
yeah.
already there.
Yeah, hit us
Which
up on Discord too. The link is in the comment section. And
which
give that a watch.
which channel is it placed under so that they know where to go? Casanova, do you remember which one you put it under?
It's under
Okay, in a
everything. Just
second.
type in GTA 6 and it'll come up. Just type in everything. Just type that in. It'll come up.
Okay.
Are you new to YouTube? Welcome.
I said
Put
on
it
Discord.
for
On
anybody
Discord.
in the
Oh,
Smitty Snippet Discord. It's in. I dropped it in ideas and feedback.
Thank you, Casanova. Why he trying to be a smart ass. Moving on to the next topic. Yeah.
sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry, sis.
All right. So, this was a topic. Unfortunately, we could not bypass. We have to talk about it because it's something that keeps coming up. Bill Belichick and girlfriend Jordan Hudson. Bill Belichick, the current head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, gave an interview to CBS on April 27th. During this interview, Belichick was asked how he met this 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, to which she immediately responded, "We're not talking about this." While I'm sure the interview had some poignant questions, nobody will ever know because this exchange was the focal point of the entire interview. Since the interview, friends and family alike have voiced their concern over the 24-year-old's involvement, excuse me, in the minutia of Mr. Belichick's life. Belichick's daughter-in-law responded to comments on Rob Gronkowski's Instagram reel, where he and another Patriots alum defended Hudson, saying she was functioning as his publicist. To which she replied, quote, "Publicists act in a professional manner and don't storm off the set delaying an interview for up to 30 minutes. Recently, it was revealed that Jordan was copied on Team Tar Heel emails, which has alarmed many in his close circle, including one Mr. Charles Barkley. It was also recently revealed that on December 23rd, she purchased a $7.5 million home in Boston and a home on Cape Cod for just over $600,000, 6 months before, excuse me, the one in Boston. I'm not sure if Bill was trying to defend her by revealing they met on a flight going to Palm Beach, Florida in 2021, 2 years before the first purchase, but I will say, Bill, she played the long game, honey. So, to this, I will ask Smitty to you first. What do you think of what's happened? And do you think this is a case of a young woman taking advantage of an older established gentleman? Or do you think
Uh,
she's
Yeah,
thing.
that's exactly what this is. This is exactly what you think it is. Okay, there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and I ain't mad at him. You know, I'm not mad at him. Do your thing. He
You're
is.
not mad
How
at
old is Bill
him?
Belichick? How old is Bill Belichick? No.
He-
How old is Bill Belichick?
He's old enough.
Old enough to what?
Hold on.
Bill Belichick is on the he's on the back nine, if you know what I'm saying. He is on the
Mm,
back nine. He
mm,
he
mm,
had he had the 17th hole, okay? He know that he you know he ain't got forever. All right. And he's not married. He got all the money in the world and he ain't got nothing to do, right?
mm-hmm.
So Bill is taking advantage of everything he can. And I am not mad. Enjoy your life, Bill. The hell with all of these people. Enjoy your life. You wanna buy that young lady a house? Do it. You want to go out and buy something frivolous? You want to buy 2 cars and smash them together? Go ahead and do it. I'm all for that. Like you need to enjoy your life. The hell with what anybody else say. Enjoy your own life, right? I can't tell you what to do with your money. He worked his ass off and won all these Super Bowls and he had to stay every night. He's been on multiple teams and he never found himself until he got to the Patriots. And he did all this stuff. So that whole life he just passed him by, right? Because he was working so hard at his craft. And now he's free to spend his multi-millions on whatever girl or woman that he wants. And I'm all for it. If I live near, I'd be like, Bill, can we go get a drink? I'm not going to ask you about your millions or nothing. I just want to hang out with you, right?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. First of all, to answer your question, he's 73. I'm going to pass it off to Casanova before I give my polar opposite. Actually, not so much, but a very different response. Go ahead, Casanova.
I want to know what her contract with UNC is. She gonna be on the sidelines? Is she gonna be coaching, calling plays?
Right.
Because if she's this, like, what looks like to me that she just looks controlling,
Mhm.
and that will be the only problem I have with it. It's like I agree with Smitty. It's like I've dated women that were older than me. I've dated women that were younger than me, and that was our business. It was like ultimately his personal life is his personal life, but to me, my only concern would be I don't want to see Bill and it's like, oh, he's 96 and he got to keep coaching because that chick took all his money and
Right.
rolled out with his quarterback that went first in the draft.
Right.
And now, she's trying to control his life, but his mama not having that. So now she didn't calm down. It was like, that's my whole thing more than anything else. Is like
Mhm.
everything is just pointing that she's some kind of controlling,
Right.
but nobody has came out and said anything really that she's toxic and crazy, get away from her. So it was like, who knows, maybe Bill
So
just gave her all that control because he thinks she pretty. It was like,
so
and that's they personal thing,
so I
but I would just
agree.
be more concerned about that.
I agree with Casanova. I don't care if he has a younger woman in his life. That is not the issue. The issue is whether or not she is taking advantage of him, and potentially what some of his friends and family have said is is he no longer with it completely, where he is allowing this to happen. What is the purpose of her needing to be on Tar Heel related emails? What is her purpose for that? What could she possibly contribute? Nothing is the answer that both of you should have said. She can't contribute anything to, yeah, easy. I'm just saying, easy. She can't contribute anything. So you're right,
she don't need to
Smitty. You're
contribute. Okay, she got the vajayjay. She don't need to contribute nothing. Okay, she don't need to contribute nothing. She 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 got
look.
what she got everything she need to get what she want,
So then
and Bill
fine, then
don't
you
care
don't need
about
to,
giving it up.
but then you don't need to be on, then you don't need to be on the emails. And I also think their concern is if she is to the point that she needs to be on the emails, has she made herself where she is a required signator on like the bank accounts or things of that nature? Stuff that doesn't necessarily, because the Tar Heels don't involve her. So what else is she making herself a part of? Because there was another article that made reference to her forcing her way onto the Super Bowl commercial that he was on. I don't even remember the commercial. They kept referencing it, but I think it was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial or something. Who knows? Who cares?
Listen,
But
if he is not mentally all there, that's one thing. Like that's different, right? Because
mhm,
he could possibly spend his way into an old folks home because he ain't got no money. So that could be
mhm,
a problem, right? But
mhm.
if he's with it, blow it. Let it all go, Bill. Let it all go. You know,
Okay.
let it all go.
All right. Well,
I was looking forward to the season to see if she's there at the press conferences. If she's sitting
okay.
next to him at the press conferences, let's then it's like, oh,
Or
all right.
yeah. We have two more topics. So let's get with those. Jeremy Renner.
Hang on.
Uh,
Before we get into that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the content, we'd appreciate it if you leave a like. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, and we are going to get there one way or another.
okay. That sounds a little all right. Jeremy Renner. As most of you know, New Year's Day 2023, he was injured in a snowplow accident that crushed him and left him in critical condition with more than 30 broken bones, and which also landed him in the ICU. He spent 6 months healing with physical therapy and learning actually how to walk again. In January 2024, he marked 1 year since being released from said ICU. Recently, Renner has come out saying Marvel tried to pay him only half of what he was paid for Hawkeye season 1 to come back and make season 2. While he acknowledges his limitations due to his injuries and that filming may take twice as long, he asks, quote, I'm sorry, do you think I'm only half the Jeremy because I got ran over? And told them I told them to fly a kite. So uh, what do you guys think of this? Do you agree with him and the stance that he took? I personally do, but I want to know, Smitty, well, you're busy, so we'll start with Casanova. What you think about the stance that he took, and do you think in the long run it'll be worth it for him?
Yeah, he took a right stance. So like Marvel
Mhm.
is notoriously cheap. The only reason they had RDJ as Iron Man is because he was cheap coming off of all of the stuff that he
Yeah.
had done prior to rebuild
Yeah.
his career. Otherwise, they
Hmm.
wouldn't have went with him. So it's like, and them cheaping out. It's like, hey, we want to pay you about half of what it was for the series that you was in, because we're notoriously cheap. And Disney got the money. So like Marvel's been cheap nickel and diming a lot of their actors are trying to, and he said, no, I'm not doing that. So it was like good for him. I would have loved to see a second season of Hawkeye to see where they would have went with that, but I'm not mad at him for taking a stand on that. No.
Hmm. Smitty, what are your thoughts?
I think he deserves even less than that. You an Avenger, right? You an Avenger. You fought Thanos and everybody else, and you ran yourself over with your own goddamn car.
Are you
That's
so?
unacceptable. That is
Are
unacceptable.
you
Okay,
serious?
unacceptable. I refuse. Okay,
You'll
you
be
lucky I'm gonna give you anything. You ain't
ashamed of
getting nothing.
yourself.
No, I'm just kidding. I, I, I don't know if he's better. If he's better, but I don't want to. I don't want to say that it has anything to do or that it has any sway on whether or not he gets re-signed or not. Because just like the other characters, he's getting old, right? He's getting old. Robert Downey Jr. Um, uh, I forget some of the other characters that aren't coming back. Even Sam is
Hmm.
Cap. Like he
Hmm.
getting old. You know, nobody wants to see them old ragged ass superheroes running around and flipping and stuff. Nobody wants to see that, right? So we got to get that under control. I do like Hawkeye. I've loved him ever since they brought him on the screen. On screen, do you remember the first time they showed him?
Hmm.
What was the first movie they showed him in?
That one where he was
Or
doing the
Thor.
arrow. That one.
What? With the arrow?
Yeah.
He was in
Shane, no.
Thor when Thor tried to
Shane on the
when Thor tried to get his
Shane on
hammer
the
out of the
answer
mud.
right
When Thor tried to get his hammer out of the mud, he was he was all the way up top. He he wanted to shoot. Thor, but he said you better hurry up because I'm starting to like
Right.
this guy.
With the arrow.
You know, like the only way
Okay.
that it would make sense for them offering him less money is if they was doing 6 episodes and they was only have him appear in 2. Other than that, that was like, yeah, we're only gonna have you in 2, and then we're gonna move on to Kate Bishop's story, so we only gonna have you in 2 episodes. Other than that, if they was trying to have him do 6 episodes and you trying to pay him less money to do 6 episodes, that's kind of insulting, and I agree with the stance that he took.
I personally feel like it's despicable of no, Dennis, no. I feel like it's despicable what they did. I feel like if they wanted to offer him less, let's not do half. Let's do 80% and then negotiate from there. But to say this poor man who's been terribly injured, we're only going to give you 50% of what we paid you for season 1. I don't know, MCU. That's
All right, look, let me put it to you like this. I'll just put it to you like this. I didn't want to say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There's a lot of broke folks out here. Okay, a lot of folks that can't feed themselves, struggling to pay their bills, or hurting. You know what I'm saying? And he turning down millions just because he ran himself over with your own car. You deserve demerits just for
he's
that,
he's
right? You deserve to get hit just for running yourself over. And I, as your friend, if I was your boy, I would never let you forget that. Remember that one time when you ran over your own goddamn legs? Remember that?
okay. Well,
I would never let him forget. Not
first of
never.
all,
I
I'm
would
sure.
not ever let him forget that.
First of all, I'm
But
sure.
you're
Mm.
asking me to care. You're asking me to
No.
care about somebody who makes millions right now, where people are struggling, and I
Okay,
just
but
I don't
we're
care.
setting aside the overall hardship of others. I'm just asking what you think about how they treated him as I just don't agree with that. I mean, and keep in mind, Rayner is making bank off of royalties, I'm sure, I hope. And he also is a musician. Like he's got music out that's, so he's not, hey, easy.
And there
He's
at
got
some. I
music
mean, you're
out.
right,
I got some of it.
right. But
I got some of it.
the capitalism. The capitalism is just running rampant. Like they taking way too much now. So there's going to be a come to Jesus moment here soon. Right? It's
Okay.
going to be a come to Jesus here because you can't squeeze juice out of a rock. Right? If I ain't
Okay.
got nothing, I can't give you shit. Not nothing. So they trying to do everything they can to save money. Right? They want actors' faces. They want to take everything. So they ain't got to pay you nothing. Nothing. That's too far.
I think that
That's too
was
much.
why Florence Pugh, believe it was Florence Pugh, she got upset with some AI stuff because she was saying, believe it was her, that her voice was being used through AI, through things.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to claw back some of their likenesses that are being used without their permission. Last topic that we're going to get to real quick before another drop of Andor comes out here at 9:00. Another 3 episodes, guys. Justin Tucker. I just so that our viewers know, the 3 of us are fairly good heavy watchers of different sports. We like baseball, basketball, football, things of that nature. So there will be a lot of topics that you have seen lately that do surround those particular sports. So this again is the last topic for this week. But Justin Tucker, the Ravens released star kicker Justin Tucker after accusations by massage therapists of
Oh yeah.
inappropriate behavior. Ravens are
Oh
describing it as
yeah.
a quote football decision that they have released him. The Associated Press says the 35-year-old Tucker has played his entire 13-year career with Baltimore. He's considered one of the best kickers in NFL history. However, the Baltimore Banner has reported that over a dozen massage
Oh
therapists have
man.
accused
A
Tucker of
dozen.
inappropriate sexual behavior. The NFL said it would investigate and released him before the investigation was completed.
Hang on. Before you go any further, do not use
Mhm.
words like the R word or
No, it's not in there.
or
I got it.
harassment word. Don't use those. Use the other words, okay? Before YouTube smacks me around. Okay?
Okay.
You
I
can,
didn't say either one
okay.
of them. My
I'm just
word.
making sure you don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making sure you don't.
Tucker has
So,
maintained he did not act inappropriately while receiving professional treatment. You guys' thoughts on it? Smitty, let's start with you.
Why can't they keep their hand?
Well, you're
It
now
was
let
like every
Casanova
time.
go
It
first.
was
Let
like it's every
Casanova go
time. It's like
first.
it's not like the first time it happens. It's not like it happened like this new. It was like every time. It was like, oh, this is a massage therapist. Let me put my hands on her, and it was like it'll be fine. And then you think you're not gonna get in trouble 18 times before you, and it's like if you keep doing it, and then it's not like this was an isolated incident. It was like he had done this to like 20 different massage therapists. So what is his wife thinking? It was like, it's like, what are you doing when
He's
this comes
married?
out? It was like, oh, we just want to be left alone in our difficult time. Difficult time is your husband can't keep his
He's
hands to
married?
himself. It was
I
like
don't
this
know.
nonsense. It's
Oh
like he's
man.
stupid. He got released from the Ravens good. It's
Oh
just
my
like it's
God. You're a
man.
serial fondler. You just out here just fondling
He's
people
stupid.
giving you massage. You ain't nobody muscles that damn tight. You know you ain't gotta keep going to see massage therapists like that. I should have known something was wrong. First of all, he dumb as shit. That if you want to know what I think, he dumb as hell. Okay, because you already had a playbook right there in front of you, right? All you had to do was look in Cleveland. That's all you had to do. He was like,
True.
"Oh,
Yes.
wow, that could happen to me. That could happen to me. Maybe I should stop." No. Then you had Shannon Sharp, right? Shannon Sharp just
Oh.
getting busted twice. Oh,
But this
Michelle.
already came out
Oh,
prior to
Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Doing that on
nasty.
Instagram, and then he gets caught again, right? Did you stop then?
No,
No,
he
you didn't
didn't.
stop then. And now look at you, ass out. Wife done found out. Now they need time, huh? They need time. You now they calling you the diddler. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You had a
Similar.
fantastic career. You was a great kicker, great. And now you just donezo. You wrapped it up, huh? Field goal kicking career is over. Couldn't keep
So
goddamn hands to yourself. So
stupid.
you deserve it. You deserve it, especially with Deshaun Watson. You knew what could happen. You know, when you got to 15, when you got to number 15, you should have been like, you know what? I should stop. I sure should. I should definitely. I should stop. I should stop.
You
Why mess around
stupid.
and get caught? I gotta stop this. So you got nobody to blame but himself.
It's like I need to chill.
He is
Yeah.
married. He was married in 2015, and the couple have a son. But go ahead.
I mean, that's it. You dumb. You know, he had the answers to the test. He had the answers to the test. He had Deshaun Watson to look at, and he was still like, "Oh man, he's such an idiot. I'll just keep doing my thing." So dumb.
Stupid. All right. Well, obviously, I don't agree with any of this, and I like the action that the NFL took as far as like telling him to, or the Ravens took as far as telling him to go take a flying flip, because again, they released him before the investigation was completed, which makes me wonder what they
They
Oh, they
knew.
know something. They know something.
exactly,
They knew.
They know.
exactly.
Honestly, they knew.
They know. Yeah,
Okay.
they
It's
know.
like
And
this fool about the
I'll tell you what's
game.
even more messed up is I bet you, because he's such a good kicker.
He's going to be picked up
I'm
by
telling you,
somebody else. A
that's
desperate
messed
team.
up. That's messed
Absolutely.
up. He gonna start over again in a new
But
state,
but
just
but
diddling.
but
You
Welcome
can't
to
do
but
that.
Dallas.
well, wait. Time. We the Eagles had the same problem with Michael Vick. Remember, okay. So you're gonna have that where that happens, because when Michael Vick got picked up by the Eagles after he did his little bit of time for the dog fighting and everything, people were like, "Oh, the Eagles, how could you?" Now, granted, they are two completely different things. However, they are both still, one's very violent. I don't know
The
what the
difference
full
was that
accusations of what he's done is, but it's still inappropriate to at the least, right?
I mean,
So,
they're both bad, but
right,
feel like
exactly.
yeah,
I
they're
feel
both
like
bad, but like Michael Vick went to jail, did his time, and came
that's
out.
true.
Where
That's
Justin
true.
Tucker, there
Yeah.
might not be no consequences for him. That like they released him, they'll
Oh,
have a
they finna get
trial,
in.
they'll dismiss it, or he'll settle out of court. So then he won't go to prison to do his time and come back out. And
Well,
then be
can't the
like,
Oh,
all
NFL
right,
they
he's
finna
suspend
get
well
him.
him?
done. That's it.
They finna
Can't the
get him.
NFL?
What?
They
The
can
NFL.
they can
Yeah.
ban him. They can kick him out of the league,
Right.
but
Well,
they're
I
not going
mean,
to
if
do
they
that.
were gonna
And
do
he
that,
finna get
exactly.
sued.
If
And
they
he
were
finna
gonna
take
do
his
that, there
money.
were a
And he
lot of
finna
people they could have done that to.
Yeah, they're not
sued.
going to
And
do
he
that.
finna get divorced. And they gonna take it. They gonna take
He
everything
just
from him. Everything. They ain't gonna leave. They ain't gonna so much as leave him with shoulder pads. They
Five
gonna take
games,
it
five
all.
games into the season, 5 games into the season, he's gonna end up being a Cowboy, and
They
that's
gonna
what's gonna
get
happen.
all of it. They gonna be like, give me
Oh
that.
well,
Give
then
me all of that.
so you'd be happy with you stupid. So Casanova, I know the Cowboys is your team. You would be happy with him as a kicker
Mhm.
on your team.
No, because it's like next thing you know, it was like he's gonna be like, hey, Cowboys cheerleader. It was like I feel a little stiff in the shoulders. You gonna help me out? It was like it's gonna be the same problem. So no,
Okay,
it's like
Hey,
he
you know
gonna
who
be.
I
It's
am?
like it's just gonna be one of the things. That's it.
all
And it was
right.
like I'm Justin Tucker. Emphasis on
You
the
know me.
Tucker.
You know who I am. I'm
Facetious.
the diddler.
Oh my god.
So
All
I don't
right,
know. I would
guys.
not be happy with it, but he's an idiot.
All right. That is it as far as our topics for the evening. I saw that he's gonna. Yeah, I saw that
Oh,
Cleveland was
Dieter,
signing
that's my
deals.
boy. D.
Stupid. Um, that's terrible. Um, so that's it for the evening, guys. We really greatly appreciate you guys for joining us. Casanova, you got any final thoughts that you want to say, or you good?
On what life?
On before we close
No.
out the show, but okay, great. And Smitty, go ahead.
Mission Impossible comes out next week. I think next week.
It's 23rd.
23rd. I should have just started with that. The 23rd. So that is probably my most anticipated movie of the year. I cannot express how much I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible. So we're going to try, mind you, to get through all of the Mission Impossibles on Discord. But you got to sign up so we can get on there, hang out, and watch them all from beginning all the way up to the latest one so we can get ready for the new movie.
Well, Casanova won't be joining because he did that last week
right?
already. So
it's like we
What?
skip. Yeah, what do you expect me to do? It's like I'm gonna work. It's like we skipping 2, right? Like if you go to do that stuff, it's like I can rewatch it, but we skipping 2, right? I can't
Yeah, the
watch 2
motorcycle
again.
one. Yeah, I think we can miss one of them.
I cannot hear them mention that Bellerophon or whatever it was. They had mentioned that like 4 times. They played that sentence like 18 times in that movie. And I was like, if I have to hear this again, and it was like, and they heard it again. So I would say start from like watch the first one, skip the second one, and then go from 3 or start
the
from
second
3
one
and
has
go through the
pertinent
rest.
information.
No, it don't.
Anyway.
They got Tom Cruise jumping off a bike at somebody, slamming into somebody.
Like
It's
what
like, oh,
he's
now we're gonna scrap
doing
it out.
throughout the entire movie series. Gotcha.
No,
All right.
after the motorcycle thing, he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna hang for some planes to get this nice breeze, and that's it. It was like, and that was his thing. He wasn't crashing into nobody off of a motorcycle.
All right, guys, we're about to wrap it on up so
bad.
that we can go and watch Andor, the next 3 episodes that they dropped. Smitty, what you got?
I see y'all on Thursday, 8 p.m. Like, share, subscribe. You enjoy the content. We love y'all.
Yep.
Can't wait to see y'all Thursday. Please come back, hang out with us.
Thank y'all for joining. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.